I can't help noticing that your tie is very close to being even, but not quite.
Not quite.
Can you see
Oh,
how-
this, yeah. They don't make, in your big and tall shops, your ties are somewhat akin to wallpaper.
Cover
And
the
to
same
get a
square.
nice tie, you have to go to a normal store, but normal guys' necks are a little smaller, so they always come out short. So let's just cut the pretense right now.
Isn't it? Oh,
Throw caution
you
to
know
the
you're going
wind.
to start a trend and then be sorry.
Just like that damn Madonna.
You know, what's become of her?
I don't know.
You know how it's funny to see Mitchum and other guys in movies on, say, AMC from the 50s, when men's ties only came to here.
Yeah,
This
but if I
funny
did
little-
that, I'd look like Huey Duck instead of Huey Long.
Huey Long, the politician?
Yeah.
Name rings a bell. I say somebody today, I sit and talk to people about what they're currently doing, and who cares? Well, in a lot of cases, you don't. You know, it's a standard on talk shows. Somebody going to say, "What? You have a new movie, or you have a new play you've written. What's it about?" And who cares? You know, I mean, probably not going to see it. Half of them vanish before they get anywhere,
have to
or
make
9/10.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen it anyway, so whatever they say about it's not likely to be very interesting. So, but I'm not going to quite do that to you.
All right, thank
because
you.
I just spoke to a Miss Aiden Pryor in Greenwood, Mississippi, just before he came on to get in the mood. And I said, when I say Huey Long to you, what comes to mind? And she says, oh my God, I was not even allowed to mention his name. You know, he was, I said, your sort of people weren't his sort of people. No, I'm a protected child. Huey Long, dirty word, in effect, is what she said, with a rich and melodious accent.
Ken Burns did a wonderful documentary on Huey Long, and a friend of mine's mother was in it, Mrs. Hodding Carter, and she was talking about the fact that every Saturday night when they'd gather socially, they would wonder how and when to kill Huey.
Really?
Yeah.
That they thought about
It was,
somebody's going to get him?
yeah.
Maybe how can
And-
we encourage them?
Yeah. How can we help? What can we do? And nobody shot the bastard yet.
So they were not saddened when somebody finally did.
Yeah, and I still wonder, after doing all this research, who actually did.
Is there a mystery?
Not that I'm a conspiracy buff or anything, but the man accused, there's a strong case that he didn't pull the trigger.
You mean Shepard Strudwick? Didn't kill,
Oh, we're off on a whole different tangent here.
for non-movie idiot savants, Shepard Strudwick is the man who,
Who shot Liberty Valance?
in All the King's Men, is the guy who stepped out of the phone booth, I believe. If memory serves, as it so
And
frequently
it usually does.
does, yeah. But have you had to? It must be fun, isn't it, in a way, kind of to immerse yourself in Louisiana politics and.
Oh, Lord. It's like a mud bath.
Yeah.
It's great fun, though. I feel sorry for the people of Louisiana.
Well, the
But,
question, of course, becomes how do you get elected if so everybody hated him? But they obviously.
well, they're working on a governor right now that most of the people dislike. Governor Edwards, who's a swell guy, by my account. But it's tricky. This, I think, is his fourth term. And his slogan was, elect the crook, it's important.
Well, if more politicians admitted they were crooks, probably they would be. It would be hard to know.
Hey, well, he says
Not
it.
to vote for.
And speaking of things Louisiana, I'm currently working on Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah, Elysian
To
Fields.
plug myself, yeah, 623 Elysian Fields. It just came out of the blue, and I grabbed at it. And this is my last chance to do the play of playing Mitch.
Has anybody,
God, I'm shameless.
has an unprepared interviewer ever said, so you're following in the footsteps of Marlon Brando? How do you
well,
feel?
obviously.
So, well, he didn't exactly play the same part I'm playing.
When I was walking around the quarter one day, and one of the jitney drivers, the horse and carriage, and this is the famous Streetcar Named Desire with the movie with Tennessee Williams and Marlon Brando.
He said,
Yeah,
with
Tennessee Williams.
one of my favorite screen actors. Yes. I wonder if
Tennessee Ernie Williams.
I had the luck to do I think it was a 90-minute show with
saw it.
Mr. Tennessee Williams going around New Orleans. The funny part was he didn't know what anything was. And we passed that thing in a carriage, a director's idea. I said, does it embarrass you having that streetcar named Desire blatantly sitting there, and he said, Dick, I'm trying to think of something that would embarrass me. It was pretty hard by that.
It's quite the finest, outside of Shakespeare, the finest dialogue that's ever come out of my mouth.
It's fun to say great stuff, isn't it? I mean, there's just no substitute for it.
No.
A big man sweats a lot.
Yeah.
Is that one of Mitch's
I don't.
lines?
Yeah, I don't like to wear a wash coat even in the summer because I sweat right through it. And man's got a heavy man's got to watch what he puts on him, or he don't look too clumsy.
Wait, the magic way Williams could become those people while writing them, and just never a syllable is false. You said something once in an interview about somebody's acting that it was seamless. Do you recall saying this? Maybe about Spencer Tracy?
Possibly, or Miranda or Duvall.
Yeah.
You just can't see him acting.
That's a category where you never... There are two groups, I suppose. There's one where you never catch them acting and everybody else. Talks about, what, the downside of fame in print, whenever I see it, and that it might be fun for you to go to a town where nobody knows you once again. There was some sort of sad thing where I know you're great fondness for New Orleans, and you went into one of the places with some friends and got mobbed by drunks and had to escape in a cab and realized that you've given up part of your life.
The night after I got married, we were supposed to meet some friends at Pat O'Brien's. It's a great patio bar, and which is the sole purpose of the place is getting hammered. But we went in to meet some friends, and I was scared to death. It took us about 15 minutes to make our way through, and then everybody turned. And to get out, it required some Jim Brown-style moves, but I was scared to death.
Genuinely scared.
Yeah, I was.
What was the menace coming from?
Just hundreds of drunks.
Nothing you can do about that, is there? And you know, a lot of people hearing it say, "Oh, yeah, I'm sure he hates it. He should be in my shoes." Especially
it's hard to
outwork
explain.
actors.
So it's hard to explain, so I try not to talk about it much. But it's pretty uncomfortable losing your anonymity.
Do you suppose if there were a little town in North Dakota, and we know there is, but I mean, if there were one where they have never seen TV or movies, and you could send actors there for a little R&R, no one would know who the hell they were.
They'd get bored.
And they would say to Robert Redford, I didn't catch your name. How many actors do you think could stand it for more than 2 days?
Where am I?
I said with Bob Hope.
Chop.
Yeah, here's some of my pictures. And Bob Hope went to Russia, and he said he got very antsy, he admitted, after to walk down the street and not have people turn. Spooked him. You know,
And he's not easily spooked.
Not Hope. When I went back to go back to Huey Long for a second, when you said that, I didn't realize the people who planned his assassination are not necessarily known to this day?
It could. There were rumors that a Secret Service man was in town to do the job. There were several anti-Long societies. The man that they claimed did it, Carl Austin Weiss, was the son-in-law of a judge named Judge Pavey, who his district had been gerrymandered by Huey, and he went to the state capitol. That much is known. Whether his gun was his gun or a throwaway is a question. I think Huey had a couple of slugs in him that didn't match. I think Weiss had a 22 or 25, and he had a couple of 38s in him.
So how did you handle those open questions in the film?
We gloss over them. No, we.
That's usually best.
We just we don't show Weiss's gun going off. One of Huey's words when he was in the hospital was, "Who hit me?" And he did have blood on his mouth, and it's assumed that Weiss hit him, and maybe the bodyguards overreacted, or maybe he hit him and shot him. What we just always show is from here to here on him. Maybe he's reaching for something, maybe not, but all of a sudden Huey turns around, Carl hits him, and then all hell breaks loose. There's only it can in Louisiana.
You could do 100 movies on Southern politics.
And
course.
how.
But did it cross anybody's mind to make this movie in black and white, I wonder?
It crossed my mind at one point, but
Did it
I
really?
don't count. Yeah.
Because I see it that way, I suppose, because of maybe thinking of All King's Men, but also Movies are better in black and white.
I love them.
That's just a fact, not an opinion.
Oh, well, bub.
You ever watched a lousy movie on TV that's in color, and you take the color out, and it becomes a much better movie for a
I
while?
will do that.
Yeah, it works.
They say the new colorized things are supposed to really look swell in black and white if you because the prints are so good.
I'm sure that even the gods won't forgive whoever
No.
invented colorization of movies. Big Jim Folsom you should play next.
I think I'm done with Southern governors.
I think, that was Alabama, wasn't it? I think the tape exists of his election eve. Went on a local station, he went on with his whole family. And he was a bit of a drinker, believe it or not, in Alabama.
Go figure.
And and he said, I think I should introduce my loved ones. He couldn't come up with one name of his children. And he was so drunk he fell off the couch during the live interview. And the next day they said, what accounts for your behavior last night? And he said, somebody must have put aspirin in my steak. Whatever the hell that means. I see you saying
aspirin,
that.
Please.
I can see you saying that.
We'll look into that.